In this week's video, I'm going to go through how a real estate agent comes up with the list price for your house. It's something that's called a comparative market analysis, or a comp. And I'm going to go through the ins and outs of that with you today, so stick around. Hey everyone, this is Danae Hewitt, your go-to DFW Realtor. I've been helping clients buy and sell houses here in the DFW Metroplex for 3 years now, and I love what I do. Let's get into this week's topic. A comp. How does a real estate agent figure out the price of your home? And no, we don't use Zillow. I could create a whole nother video as to why the Zestimate that you see on Zillow's website is not accurate, but I won't do that in this video. Here in Texas, we are what is called a non-disclosure state. What that means is when you go to sell your house, you don't have to actually notify anybody as to what it actually sold for. That information never goes to any third parties unless you tell them yourself. The only way that we know what price a property has sold for is when the listing agent marks it as sold. They have to put the sales price in there, and also they have to put if the seller contributed any money to the buyer when the home was sold. We call that seller concessions. That information is put into our MLS, and that is not given to any third-party sites that you may be searching homes for. So this is what I do before I sit down and meet with anyone that is thinking about selling their house. My goal is to find 3 homes that are very similar in terms of size, bedrooms and bathrooms, lot size, age of the home, and any specialty features that the home may have. The first couple things I look at is proximity. You want to find homes that have sold the closest to your house, within a quarter mile, if not a half mile. If you're sitting on a lot of land, then that proximity, of course, is going to be stretched out. We also look at the time frame. We want homes that have sold within the last 3 months or 6 months. So right off the bat, if we can't find any properties that have sold close to you within a 6-month time period, then those parameters, of course, need to be broadened. Maybe they'll go back 9 months to see what homes was sold. Maybe they'll go out 2 miles to see what homes have sold for. But again, we want to try to get as close as possible within the most recent time frame. Also, I'm going to be looking at the size of these other homes. I want to find homes that have similar bedrooms and bathrooms as your home. I also want to see how many garages this home has compared to yours. I'm going to look at the age of the home. I also look at the condition of the home. Have you done any upgrades to it, or does it look the same as it has when you purchased it back in the 80s? Because those upgrades are going to give you more value when you turn around to sell your home. The other thing we look at is special features in the home. Does your home have a pool? Does it have a fully fenced-in yard? Does it have a covered patio or a built-in fireplace in the backyard? If your home has those features, I'm also going to be looking at other homes that have sold in the area that have those similar features as well. So once I've looked at all of those things, my goal is to find 3 properties that are very similar to your home that meet all of these other criterias. And then at that point, then we come up with a list price for your home. Once I have those 3 homes, I'm also going to look for seller concessions. If one of those 3 homes sold for $250,000, but the seller had to give the buyer $5,000 at closing, then the real sale number of that home is $245,000. No matter what that money was used for, we'll never know unless we ask, but that does put the value of the home down by $5,000. And honestly, that information is not widely known. You're not going to find that on Zillow or Realtor.com or anything like that. You have to have a real estate agent that has access to the multiple listing service, or MLS, to find out that information. So once we've got those 3 homes, then we are going to come up with the list price for your house. If we have more than 3 homes, that is just a cherry on top. Because down the line, the buyer of your house most likely is going to be using financing to purchase it, and they're going to have the home appraised. An appraiser is also going to use 3 homes, and sometimes they like to put a 4th or a 5th on there just to really verify and prove the number that they end up appraising the home for. It's not an easy thing to come up with a list price for your house. It does take a lot of time and a lot of research and knowledge of the areas. That's why I highly recommend that you contact a real estate agent to do that for you instead of searching these other third-party sites. Because again, here in Texas, we are a non-disclosure state and you don't have all of the information unless you're working with a licensed real estate agent. I hope this video gave you some value this week. If it did, leave me a comment below and, check out that video right there. Have a great week, everyone.